Okay, so this is your annual Agua Dulce holiday boutique.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the annual Women's Club Holiday Gift Bonanza that I took over about 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
We've really souped it up. Our line is, "It ain't your granny's craft show."
Good, good. You've got some beautiful booths here.
Thank you. We have beautiful vendors. We have great vendors. Everything from exquisite handmade items to new items that people don't know about and services. We have 2 or 3 different publishers here.
Good.
Photographers, artists, jewelry, services, spa services, luxury items, everything you can imagine.
Okay.
And we have
and you've got your helpers.
We've got the Royal Court girls. Look at the camera and say hi. These are my helpers from Agua Dulce Royal Court. They come every year and help us out here, selling raffle tickets and drawing raffle tickets.
And offering good cheer to everybody.
Good cheer. We have inside. We have a couple wonderful gals making our famous taco salad and chili.
Oh, good.
And the chili recipe is a chili recipe that won in the country fair 2 years in a row. We finally had to ban him from entering the chili contest. But you can get it here now.
Good.
Chili or a taco salad, or the chili on the taco salad. And then we have some amazing bartenders inside doing margaritas, wine, beer, sodas, and we have the Women's Club has their fancy cafe over there where we do fancy coffees for everybody.
Okay. Oh, good.
And there's
Good.
our Women's Club sweatshirts there.
Oh, they're nice. Yeah, I love your logo.
New for us, yeah, this is a new for us for the Women's Club this last couple of years that we sell these sweatshirts with our beautiful logo.
Perfect.
You can get those over at our cafe along with the wreaths. The wreaths are all being made by the members at the last couple of meetings to sell here. They light up and they're beautiful Christmas decorations.
Oh, good. Good. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Remember, it's the chili that's on the taco salad and the chili that's on the cornbread are both the same chili that's won for 2 years in a row.
Neat. So, Margaret, did you knit all of these items? Great. How long did it take you? I mean,
3.5 hours.
3.5 hours? Oh, wow. You really know what you're doing. They're gorgeous. I love your colors. Yeah, and look at those beautiful cupcakes.
Aren't they wonderful?
Yeah.
My name is Jenny Samuel, and I'm here today at the Agua Dulce Women's Club selling Beyond the Pond. It's a Christian fiction fantasy story for kids that are 10 years old up to grandmas. And the story incorporates the Cherokee Indian legend of the cedar tree into my story, which takes place in 3 different homes. And you're going to visit the home of Brady Dawson, a little 9-year-old boy who's had to move into his grandmother's old Victorian scary home. And then you learn a little bit about his life, and he discovers a hole in the backyard, which was his great-grandmother's pond, and he decides to bring that back to life. And from there, the story transitions to the pond, and you find out that there's a mystery there. And after that, you will meet the pond characters and find out that they are struggling in this Texas drought. And the tree is there to protect them, but she's dying due to the drought and not having any water. So we need a fish to save the tree. And that leads us to the next home, which is a hidden spring where you will meet the fiction fantasy characters.
How great.
And I'm also selling complimentary items like pond jewelry, and Follow the Light is my tagline for the book, so there are some coasters and other items here.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. It's nice being here.
Well, this is the first thing to catch my eye here at the L.A. Auto Show, and that's L.A Auto Sound built this Can-Am with powered by a Rotax engine. And as you can see, you could drive this down the freeway to work and have the whole driver base watching you speed along. Room for 2 people. Called the BRP. This is for the ultimate tailgate party. As you can see here, we have a grill. Again, built by L.A Auto Sound, complete with speakers, and called Brighten.
Just really get them excited. Like all of a sudden they're like, oh, you mean there's somebody like me that did this? You mean there's kids in other parts of the world or the country that have organized and changed laws, or they made things available? And one of the reasons why I picked this spot is because this is a spot that the history of it is, it was a crew of kids that helped fight for this space to be open and be a public space. And that's how I got connected originally with Outward Bound Adventures, because that club basically became Outward Bound Adventures. And so this place has been a real important, I think, zone for kids in this community and just kids in LA, because when you think about how many spots can kids get to and they can actually be in the woods this quickly. You know, even if they're coming from different parts of the city, you know, there's ways to navigate now. And now that we have the metro and the buses, you know, kids could, you know, I've had kids, I've given them directions. I'm like, you take the metro, you take this bus, you have your bike, ride it up here, and you get to here, lock down your stuff, and bam, you can come out here and breathe. You can play, you can hike, you know, you bring your family here. They have a car, come on the weekend, show them around.
What's the name of this place exactly?
The Cobb Estate.
Do you recommend that the kids pair up and that they have partners so that they're not alone? Or
I always recommend, actually, when we roll out, I like to check into spaces and see what their rules and regulations are. Depending on where we go, some areas are way more fragile than other areas, so they might request a smaller number of kids or adults in a space. So depending on what the ask is to respect nature, that's the first things that, you know, we look into. And then once we have that dialed in, we're family when we come out here. If we come out here and we're a team of 10 students and 3 staff, we stay that way together the entire time, whether we're there for a day hike, overnight, a weekend, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it doesn't matter, because the second we start kind of floating away from each other, it's real easy for a trail to look like a different trail and a wash to look like a trail, and all of a sudden someone that hasn't been there before, they think they're going the right way, and this is how we get lost. So some of the kids will come with their own journals, but sometimes we'll make a group journal and have a setup where they get to document what the day was like, their favorite thing, the thing that they would change if they were leader of the day, maybe some stuff they learned about map and compass. Sometimes questions of the day, we'll pose a question maybe during lunchtime and be like, all right, here we are, we have this epic view, and especially when we hike up here to Echo Mountain on a clear day, we can actually see Catalina Island. And it's really amazing to see the kids' excitement when they get out of the city and they're like, oh, that's downtown LA over there. Oh, well, I live over there in East LA. I live in South Central. They start pointing out where they live. So a lot of spaces, the practice is take pictures, draw sketches, get a good vision in your memory of, you know, what you saw, but we leave what we find, and we remind them also, outside of the rules and regulations of the park, sometimes it's just nice to leave what you find because maybe somebody else has never seen it. Just like today was your first day to ever see that most amazing rock, there might be another person like you coming by here next week or tomorrow, and so you'd want them to see the rock too. So teaching them that sort of space of stewardship by being aware and proud of what they have available, but sharing it. making it available so everyone has access to it, because that's what allows them to come here and enjoy the space.